What's good, YouTube? Your boy Bosco back again with another reaction video. Today we got another banger from Trippin'. I want to know what you guys think about this scenario because I think it's pretty unique. What would you guys do in this situation? Give me all the feedback below. So let's go ahead and check out this video by Trippin' about the Cool Kick store.
In the middle of a criminal investigation, and they might be in some serious legal trouble. And no, the police aren't looking at their outrageously steep sneaker price. In all seriousness, though, Cool Kicks was recently involved in a scam, or rather, was at the helm of being a part of some illegal activity, covering up to save themselves and some other people. And well, they might be facing some serious legal repercussions if the person chooses to file charges against them. It all starts with a post that was uploaded to r/sneakers by a user named Boston Brian, where the title of the post reads, "I got robbed of Travis Scott once, and the thief resold at Cool Kicks."
Okay. Okay. Getting robbed for a shoe and then seeing it on a Cool Kicks post gotta hurt a little bit. Who's responsible for that? Anybody? Let's see where this goes.
And here is a depiction of this entire story and what's happening.
So it's a depiction. It's not actually how everything went detail for detail, but a pretty synopsis of what happened. We get an idea of what happened.
It was a cold, rainy night in Los Angeles, and Brian needed some money, so he decided he wanted to sell some of his sneakers. After making some posts online, he was able to schedule a meetup that night at a local parking lot near him. On his drive there, Brian was
First thing he did wrong: don't meet up with nobody at night for a sneaker deal. I don't care if the sun just went down. I would say do it in the daytime in a public spot. If you're gonna do it at night, do it at a public spot inside. Like go to the mall, not the parking lot, but inside the mall. You know, don't just go to a parking lot at night. I just advised against that. I had an experience where I did that as a dumb mistake, and I got robbed from my shoes. More about that in a second. Back to this story though.
Ecstatic about the thousands of dollars he might be potentially making from reselling these sneakers. Upon arriving at the meetup, Brian was greeted by two buyers, not one like what was said previous to message.
It was some Louis Vuittons that aren't out anymore that he ran off with. They were in some really good shape too. I don't have a picture of them to show them, but yeah, man, just be mindful of that.
He thought to himself,
this is pretty odd,
but decided, well, who cares anyway. Brian and one of the buyers exchanged some small talk while the other buyer was legit checking the Travis Scott Air Jordan 1s. After around 10 minutes, an alert shined that the authentication passed and the sneakers were legit. Brian thought to himself,
great news.
As Brian was walking with the two buyers, one still holding on to the Travis Scott sneakers, Brian looks over his shoulder and noticed that the one holding the sneakers is slowly lagging behind. He looks back again, and when he looks back that very last time, the buyer, well, he's gone. Both
setup is real,
the buyers
bro.
just ran, one still holding Brian's sneaker without him even paying it. Brian attempted to run after the one with his sneakers, but it was too late. He was already gone into the...
And he doesn't, Brian from this depiction doesn't look like he's in shape to chase anybody. So, you know, no disrespect, Brian, but that's why it's important to hit the gym a little bit, get some cardio in so you can chase after people who want to try to steal stuff from you.
Night.
Fuck, man. Fuck. Shit. Oh, my God. Damn it.
Wet, defeated, and miserable, Brian got back into his car, turned on the local
I would have chased after my shoes, but the dude was in a car already, so I couldn't chase after him.
FM radio, and made a quick pit stop at his local McDonald's.
Yeah, let me get one McChicken, no mayo, medium fry, and do you guys still have the McRib? No? All right, I guess that'll be it.
With his McDonald's and him back being home, Brian rang up the local police and filed an official report, but the police didn't have that much interest to indulge.
Yeah, the cops ain't gonna pay no mind to something like that. That's not something you bring to the cops unless it was like a bunch of shoes, not just one. I know the petty theft and this and that, but it needed to be a lot more shoes for the cops to do anything. That's why you got to protect yourself, man, because in this situation, there's nothing that can be done. And that's unfortunate.
Any more resources into such a pretty petty and harmless crime that just occurred, especially considering the small amount that was realistically lost. Brian then went to bed that night and faded away into his dreams. With the amount of information that was given to Brian from the sellers, he was able to do some mild research about them and had their first name and maybe where they worked at in the local area. But besides that, Brian was looking on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, and even OfferUp to see if his sneakers would show up there and be resold by the scammer. After hours and hours of searching, finally, success. And you would never have guessed where these sneakers were being resold at. Well, of course, Cool Kicks.
Cool Kicks.
Kicks made this post just a day after the robbery, and on first initial glance, it seemed that these were Brian's sneakers. Brian then was able to cross-reference his personal photos with the photo listing that Cool Kicks posted. He was able to match the marking on the midsole. Then, wow, I mean, the same exact size too, and even the sneaker had pebbles that were stuck to the outsole of the sneakers. He was able to not only find his sneakers, but he even found the live stream of the same robber reselling the sneakers.
Now that's crazy if that's the actual dude. Look at him dressed up in some slacks and the thing at work, probably doing this at you know, on the break of his work or something like that. coming here looking like a stand-up person, but really he's the one who stole the shoes, who robbed somebody for some shoes. That's why you can't trust and you can't judge a book by its cover in many different forms and fashion, bro. They could be in a suit and tie and be the crookedest people in the world. They could be in baggy jeans and be the most generous person. You really can't, judge a book by its cover. You can't judge a book by its cover, especially in 2024.
Sneakers to Cool Kicks on camera. I mean, this was just perfect. This seemed like a pretty open and closed case here. We found the sneakers, we found the criminal reselling the sneakers,
and that's the thing, because Cool Kicks streams all day on Twitch. So for him to see the person on the stream, like, that's the dude I was with. Those are my shoes. That's gotta sting. That's gotta make you furious. Oh my goodness, bro.
Even now, well, we know where they are. Brian then messaged Cool Kicks that day and waited for a response. They got back to him a little bit later, so Brian, a day later, headed into Cool Kicks to explain his side of the story.
No way, this is amazing. Those are my sneakers. What's that noise?
Life's short, stuff.
Is that your motto?
Pretty much.
Yeah, so here are the photos. Here's the thief, and here's even proof that these sneakers were mine. What? You sold them already?
Cool. What do you guys feel like should happen here? Is Cool Kicks responsible for that? To give the guy back the shoes or the money for the shoes? I don't think so. How could Cool Kicks be on the hook for supplying that? They got the shoes and paid for them, and that's it. They don't know about how the dude bought the shoes in there. I think morally it would be like, oh man, give him the money for him. But if I'm the owner of Cool Kicks, I'm not responsible for reimbursing you that money. I mean, maybe because Cool Kicks is so generous all the time, maybe give him some store credit for his troubles. But then again, like, it's not your responsibility. But the guy did have proof that these are stolen. You guys got them. You guys got stolen merch and resold stolen merch, which Project Blix is going through right now. But this is on a much smaller scale. Man, would you guys expect Cool Kicks to do something? Or
so what can I do now?
That is right. In the time of Brian messaging Cool Kicks, them messaging him back, them taking down the listing, well, it was already too late. The sneakers, they were sold. Someone already bought the sneakers. And yes, Cool Kicks knew they were potentially dealing with a stolen item, but they still sold it. When Brian arrived at Cool Kicks that very next day, well, they told him, hey, just go to the police, guys. There's nothing we can do. Which is silly, as Cool Kicks could have just prevented this by not selling the sneaker. The police actually confirmed that the sneakers they saw in Cool Kicks were Brian's sneakers. Brian begged the police, but there was nothing they could do. Since the sneakers were already out of Cool Kicks' possession, it seemed like tracking down these sneakers would be more than impossible, especially considering the police and Cool Kicks just kept continuously deferring advice onto one another to try and figure it out. The police nor Cool Kicks really had any actual help for Brian. Brian persisted with the police, following up different departments in different areas. Still, no solid leads. But something really suspicious happened. If you don't know, Cool Kicks live streams or interactions at their sneaker store
so I'm saying they live stream pretty much every day.
Pretty much every single day. So it's random the day of the thief who went in and resold these sneakers to Cool Kicks. Well, that entire live stream was randomly deleted.
What the hell just happened? The page isn't even loading.
Why would they do that? If they don't have any ties to it, well, I guess because the dude said he going to the cops, so then the cops probably might cross-reference this video, not for just one shoe though. What's the real reason Cool Kicks took the video down? Let me know what you guys think. Why did they take the video down? Especially if there's nothing they really can do about it. I don't know. I mean, it does show the person's face who stole the shoe, or allegedly. That could have been the person's brother. I don't know.
The deletion happened days later after Brian contacted and went into Cool Kicks. So clearly they were aware of this issue and they decided, well, giving him some store credit, no, we're just going to delete the live stream completely. So
that's what I'm saying. If you've seen that, you know that, you cross-reference and see that in your video and you knew enough to take it down, maybe make it right with the person since you're understanding what's going on and believing his story, and hook them up. You guys give people store credit for making a jump shot. You guys give store credit for people following you on the social medias. So, I mean, maybe they could have did that to make the guy feel a little bit better. I mean, not give him the value of a Travis Scott in store credit, but like at least 200 or something. I mean, I don't know.
Technically, we aren't at fault, guys. It never happened, right? You would think a good and helpful business would obviously want to help out Brian, figure the situation out in any possible way. Well, of course not. They're Cool Kicks. They're not going to want to help him out, repay him, give him credit, nothing. Just go contact the police. There's nothing we can do, guys. You wouldn't just randomly delete this live stream on this very specific day of a very specific crime happening if you weren't trying to hide something.
That's true. I mean, they don't delete all the other stuff. They leave it up there as long as possible. But this video they took down because they knew it could bring something back to them. That's what I'm saying. If you got to going to that extent to do it, then maybe hook the little guy up with some store credit. You know, like I think that would help. That would make it all a good situation. Do you guys feel like they should do that?
And from the situation of the deletion, now Brian is currently looking into taking cool kicks to small claims courts to get this issue resolved, because technically, maybe not legally.
Small claims court, so they knew dude might bring a lawsuit against them. That's why they deleted it. Okay.
They knew of this stolen item, and maybe, possibly, allegedly, I'm not trying to get sued here, cool kicks could face some legal repercussions. But throughout the comments of this original thread, there was a lot of input of what people think should happen, will happen, or won't happen. And what won't happen is anything. The police clearly don't care enough to look into this issue, let alone go to cool kicks and demand anything from them. Whilst the evidence is clear to us in these photos, the robber's identity, well, it's America, so a sneaker being stolen is literally just nothingness. Hopefully, this video will bring more attention to the situation, and maybe, just maybe, cool kicks will see this, Brian will see this, and maybe the right thing will eventually be done, and Brian can get the resolution that...
Yeah, man, that's crazy. But let me talk about that now. I got a little excited. I had a lot of shoes available for sale on different websites. I was using OfferUp at the time. I listed some shoes. Somebody contacted me at nighttime. I was working at night, so I was up, but I had a break coming up soon. Long story short, I scheduled the meetup at night in a public parking lot, but at night. And long story short, the dude pulled off with my shoes. I had two shoes. He only took one, luckily, because I had the other one. The dude drove off with my shoes. He acted like his car was stalling. He was waiting for AAA to come, or he was going to try it again. Then when I least expected, when he had both shoes in the car, when I'm talking to him, he's like trying to act like and see if the car starts. And mysteriously, magically, it cut on. And while it cut on, he put it in park, or he put it in drive and just pulled off with the doors open and everything. I'm trying to hold on to the door, but I can't only hold on for so long. And the dude just pulled off. So word of the wise, don't meet up with people at night in no parking lot. Go inside the mall or inside a public store and try your luck that way. Very interesting situation. Shout out to Trippin once again for the great content. I'll put a link in the description box below if you guys want to see the video in its entirety without me speaking on it. You know, we're on the road to 2K subscribers. We had like 500. So if you guys are new watching this video, do your part and help your boy reach that 2K subscriber mark by hitting that subscribe button. Leave some comments. Let me know what you guys think happened in this video right here. I think it's interesting. Like I said before, if you're going to do some sneaker meetups, make sure it's in public, in a public place, in the daylight. Make sure you got a person or two with you if possible. I know a lot of people don't want to bring people to their business, but sometimes with stuff like this in 2024, you got to look out for yourself. You got to make sure that you're going to be able to be safe and get the money you deserve the right way. So pay attention to that. Let me know your thoughts, of course, in the comments below. Hit that like button and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Deuces.